Welcome back to the final stretch with IKON Fire. Behind me I have Pueblo West, engine 832. This is a Rosenbauer Timberwolf. We're headed south today in it, as it's the first Rosenbauer Timberwolf for Pueblo West. So Chris Shannon, the Southern Regional Sales Manager for Colorado, will be down there highlighting this truck, going through the features, and making sure that we're all trained up on it so that we can get this truck in service and get it running some calls. We'll see you down there.
This is the Rosenbauer Timberwolf, okay? This is your first Timberwolf, right?
Yep.
The Timberwolf is an urban interface pumper. So you could call it a Type 3 because it is a Type 3, but it also has all the components that you need for it to be a Type 1. So if you're using it for a brush fire and you're running the high pressure pump and doing this, it does all that. It's 4-wheel drive, it's pump and roll. It does all what you want it to do there. But then if you roll up on a structure fire, just what you saw over there is the exact same setup here with a 1500 GPM hail pump. Ladder rack on the other side. So you got an NFPA complement ladder, right? 24, 14, a 10. Your hard suctions are on your ladder rack. Your hose bed set up for some LDH, some 2.5 static, and then you guys just saw your deck guns up there. It's an International, it's a 380 horsepower, the biggest L9 you could put in it. And then like I said, it's pump and roll. The pump and roll is on a second pump, okay? So this is the first time that Rosenbauer has done, first of all, a SAM Timberwolf, and second of all, we had to split the pump because the SAM system only runs on a hail pump. Hail does not make a combination normal high pressure pump. So we added a secondary high pressure pump, but you can run them independently. So if I'm pulling up on a brush fire, I turn on that high pressure pump and I do what I need to do. That high pressure pump is running the ground sweeps, split left and right, so two different valves. The left is a front bumper and a mid body. The right is a front bumper and a mid body. You can run them same time, you can run them independently, do whatever you want to do. But that has its own two buttons that run that system. And then like I said, you engage the normal SAM pump on the LCS, and then you come back here with either the tablet or the screen and you run it just like what you just did over there. This one does have foam. Like he said, the foam is going to show here, but the foam doesn't go through your normal pump, it only goes through the high pressure pump, and I'll show you that proportion over here. It's very simple to use. So these are your SAMs, obviously water level, foam level. You have both of these in the cab as well on the center console, so you can keep track of it while you're doing pump and roll. All your other SAM components, and then light control, so right, front, rear, left. For your scene lights, you do have a pump heater and a pump compartment heater. Okay, so I say that specifically because it's not a pump heater, it's a pump compartment heater. It's a 35,000 BTU electric heater that's back there, and it's heating this compartment. So it will not prevent that pump from freezing. That's not its job. Its job is to keep this compartment warm, so all these electrical connections, all these smaller little water lines, all that stuff doesn't freeze, because that's generally what freezes. It's not really the pump that freezes, it can, but it's generally the little components in there that freeze, and that's why this heater's in there. So that's the push button to turn on the heater, turn it off. Full air blowout, it blows out the entire pump off of the air from the chassis. So with the chassis running, you can open up the air blowout, you can turn on your valves, do whatever, and it'll blow out the entire pump, and then to each discharge that you want it through the hose reels. I definitely blow out your hose reels in the winter, obviously. Just open up the hose reel, open up your air blowout, wait till the water's gone, you get air, boom, you just blew out everything. But it all runs the entire system. Your manual, this is your intake relief drain, your pump drain, and then there's a secondary pump drain over on this side that we'll take a look at. This is a pull-out compartment. You can step on this, okay? It is rated to hold you. It's not rated to hold 3 of you for a dance party, but it is rated to hold 1 person who's trying to do something up there real quick. And then this also lifts up for putting any sort of adapters or nozzles or whatever you guys want to set up in there. Heat exchanger, so pretty much the heat exchanger is a 1/4-inch water line that when I open this up, it's similar to a pump recirc, right? If I open up my tank fill, I'm recircing my pump, right? This is doing the same. It's instead of opening up the tank recirc, it's just taking a little bit of the pump water and putting it around the pump to try to keep it from heating up. It works okay on kind of a normal operation where you're running just a normal fire and you're doing a real good job of either flowing water or recircing. This is not designed for this thing to sit here for an hour with no water moving and this little 1/4-inch line preventing that pump from burning up. it just helps with it. Also, the Rosenbauer safe step here, it is rated for you to stand on. If you're vertically challenged or whatever, can get to these compartments up here. You can also use it for a nice spot to take a rest, as well as maybe work on a tool or whatever you need to do. So this is your proportioner. So this black dial, you can see quarter, half, and 1. That's your percentage. That's your foam percentage. You can see the arrow of the, so if I turn it, that's quarter, that's half, and that's 1%. So that's telling you what percentage of foam you're gonna put into it. Once you get it to whatever percentage, so I would normally, unless you guys have some weird Class A foam, 0.5% is usually plenty on these, especially on the high pressure side, right? It almost comes out like cast foam at that time. And then your booster reel valves are right here next to the booster reel. Again, they're pump and roll. They're on the high pressure side. But if you grab this nozzle and you go out here to start walking next to the truck, turn on your own valve. The LCS screen inside there is the same LCS screen you're seeing on all your other stuff. So you can run your scene lights, you can run your pump, you can run your master lights, you can individually select your master lights or your scene light. You can do all that on that same LCS screen.
Thanks for watching this episode of The Final Stretch, where we've brought Pueblo West Engine 832 down to Pueblo West. To see more, make sure that you like and subscribe down below, and check out that playlist where we've got plenty of other deliveries and we've got a lot more coming. Check it out.